to work together with them in this way, we have to be convinced that they literally are ready to do it. And when, I mean, think about that. In the last 2-3 weeks, since the original deadline that they gave us, they've issued 800 plus rules of 800 plus pages of rules, and those are just drafts. So just think about what that means. That was after the original deadline. They've given us 800 pages of things that for something that was passed 2 years ago. And I know I really am not just being political. I honestly don't think that they have this planned out, and in that situation, it's not going to work for us to do that together with them.
Well, I mean, you do acknowledge that a lot of people are going to say this is political. I mean, there was a Tea Party rally just last week telling you to do this.
Yeah, but I mean, believe me, the politics haven't changed. I knew what the politics were of this decision 7-8 months ago, and I can assure you that while we listen to everybody, in the end, we made what we think is the right decision. So I'm sure people like you will write that, but I can 100% tell you it had zero to do with our decision.
Is there still a chance, Governor, that you could create a state exchange later?
We could, and I think in the letter that we send to Secretary Sedus, we'll say, at the appropriate time, when we're convinced that they do have their ducks in a row, we would look at that. But I just don't think now that it's. I mean, again, if it's a business decision, I wouldn't go into a partnership with somebody who wasn't telling me everything I needed to know.
Governor, is there one specific thing one specific rule change, one specific ambiguity that bothers you?
I think it's more this. It's the whole time they had the state of Tennessee saying, we're saying, okay, we understand, we think we can run a state-based exchange and help us answer our questions. And the fact that they either couldn't or wouldn't, I think it was particularly bothersome. And again, we made repeated, even as recently as Friday afternoon, to say, if you could kind of soothe some of our fears here, we would look at doing this. But they just haven't been able to do that.
There weren't many Republicans that wanted to support this up on the legislative plaza. That would have been a hurdle even if
Sure, it would have, and I've been upfront about that as well. I mean, I think we would have had to, if we would have decided to do that, that would have been an uphill battle. But again, I can honestly tell you that's not why we decided. It's just a matter of, do you want to go into partnership with someone when they're not giving you all the information? None of us, if this was our business, would make that decision.
What practical effect does this decision have in terms of how this exchange will operate?
Yeah, well, what will
not happen?
Well, the honest answer is we don't know that yet because it's so ill-defined. But it means there will still be an exchange. Obviously, there will still be a federal exchange. They've already said they're going to charge 3% to all the users to pay for it. 3.5% to all the users to pay for it. We never could get our questions answered about what kind of flexibility we would have in a state-based exchange.
In terms of what, benefits?
Yeah, benefits and everything. There was like I said, some of the questions we got answered in terms of some of how they were going to set the ratings in the areas around that. And Darren Gordon can answer a lot more of the specifics of this than I can. But the ones we heard, there was less flexibility than we'd even hoped. And so that was another one of the things that maybe pushed us away. So I can't answer what are the practical differences because it never was defined for us.